Hello, this is Dr. Young, and I'm going to go over your week 11 assignments. As soon as I get into class, okay. So for week 11, you have a discussion and an individual work assignment as usual. For the discussion, you want to answer the 3 bullets listed here. And basically, you're going to read your lecture materials, do your learning activities here, and then read your book chapters and tell me your opinion about what you think is the most important legal issue as far as worker protection, and that kind of includes any government relations that are help improve health and safety of employees, the health and safety of employees. For number 2, you want to pretend you're running the HR section of a small company and tell me what practices you would implement to make sure employees are safe and healthy. And why do you think that and basically tell me why you chose the 2 practices that you decided to pick. So just make sure that you're telling me why you chose them and why do you think they're important. And then basically the third one is just tell me about how OSHA has changed the operation of HR departments and give me 2 examples. So you want to make sure that you do plenty of research on OSHA. I definitely think you should go to OSHA.gov. It's got some great information on there. That's probably what you'll use the most. And when you use that site, make sure to cite it if you're using any information from it. Even if you're and make sure to paraphrase the information that you're using. Do not use any word for word. I'm seeing some issues with that, and I just want to make sure that you understand that even if you use any information from a source word for word and you don't quote it, and even if you cite it, you're still plagiarizing. Everything needs to be written in your own words. That means you have to change around the wording. So using ideas from sources, absolutely, I encourage it, but you will need to rearrange that information in your own words, and you still cite it because you're borrowing ideas. And you can use quotes, but quotes are something that you use very sparingly and only to highlight specific things you want to emphasize. But I mean, you never write, you couldn't turn in a paper or post a discussion with big blocks of quoted material and expect a good grade for that, because it's basically not writing at all. That would be showing me you couldn't write. So I'm pretty sure most students understand this, but some students are struggling with it, and I just want to kind of go over that. If you're using any source other than your own original material that you've made up, then you need to make sure to cite the source and paraphrase any information that you use. So, anyway, for the next assignment, and it goes for any assignment, so that does. So this assignment needs to be 2 to 3 pages in length. That's full pages. And so, make sure that if you find yourself struggling to write enough information, give me some examples. Think of some, I know a lot of students struggle with research. What am I researching? What can I add to this? Some of the questions are very straightforward, and I know students have trouble with expanding on certain concepts. When you find yourself in that situation, you need to just think about ask yourself questions: what, when, where, how, why, how. Kind of think about what else can I say about this, and maybe you have some examples that you can use to support some of your answers that you've experienced in real life. Feel free to draw from that if that helps you. The reason I say this is the most common issue that I'm seeing is, papers are not detailed enough. There's just not enough information. So anyway, moving on to this paper. You want to play the role of an HR manager and tell me how you would implement the components of a safety management into workplace policy. Components of safety management, excuse me. You know, I think a valuable thing to do for this assignment, you might want to think back into previous jobs you've had in your, over your entire life, and think about maybe if there's any kind of dangerous situations or issues that you noticed in, even if you're working in an office. For example, I'll give you one of mine. I worked in an office. They never cleaned the vents. They never cleaned the, you could look in the ceiling and see that, dust bunnies and stuff on there. It was really gross. And the reason I bring that up is that we would always have sick people. Every week someone would be sick. And this was an issue. And we're talking about not just safety as far as people getting hurt physically, but we're talking about health. And it matters. So, that's just an example that I'm giving you. Please think about it in your own life. You may have something really interesting to share and to actually base this assignment on. Second bullet, in your opinion, what are HR's most important responsibilities regarding employees' health and safety? And then how can employers best promote and provide a safe work environment in terms of preventing health issues, preparing for disaster, and so forth? A safe work environment, and this is a very broad assignment. You can be talking about violence and keeping your employees safe that way. I know we all know about some of the terrible things that can occur in the workplace as far as violence. So, whichever one you want to use, that's fine. Just make sure that you answer all these questions. So if you have any questions or concerns about either one of these assignments, let me know and I'll be happy to assist you. And have a great day. Thanks.